Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, along with the Panchatattva, performed their most beautiful, intimate pastimes here in Navadvip. The Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared here. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he understood the importance of revealing Mayapur to the whole world. Back in the 1800s, not many people were thinking like this. But he was doing extensive research in the scriptures, approaching many saintly people, going to government archives, seeking ancient maps from over 400 years before. And he actually located the exact place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birth. The place where people were accepting it on the other side of the river, and they were making a lot of profits by doing so, it didn't match with what the Holy Scriptures explained. Thakur Bhakti Vinod prayed. He didn't only pray, but he worked with great devotion, and Krishna revealed a magnificent light in an isolated, jungle-like field. And he brought Jagannath Das Babaji, the greatest of Vaishnavas at the time, his own Shiksha Guru. At that time, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was so old. He was over 120 years old. He was carried in a basket. He had not been able to walk on his legs for many years. And his assistant, Biharila, would carry him on his shoulder. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur took him to this remote, isolated jungle. And when they came here, they saw, right in the middle of all these weeds and fields, there were beautiful tulsi plants growing. None of the local people would have planted them, it appeared. And when the basket was placed in the ground, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur asked his Guru Maharaj's realization, Jagannath Das Babaji jumped into the air. According to what people say, his feet were above everyone's heads. He jumped, he danced, he wept, and he cried out, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. And confirmed this is the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. According to the records, the maps, the sadhus, and now confirmed by the greatest of saints of the time. And in this remote place, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who was a very distinguished magistrate, courts, he was a judge in the British courts, also proclaimed a great scholar. He had written many books on philosophy, religion, wonderful songs and prayers, poetry. Even the highest people in politics, in literature, in academics, and in spirituality honored him. And he went house to house begging to engage more and more people in the service of building a nice temple for Lord Chaitanya in his birthplace. And his son, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Thakur Bhakti Vinod prayed from his heart of hearts that an eternal associate of Lord Krishna from the spiritual world would descend as his son to help carry on this great mission. Bhakti Vinod Thakur had a vision. It was an inconceivable vision. He was perceiving thousands of people from all over the world, of all colors, of all races, of all religious backgrounds, of all castes. He was seeing Americans and Russians and Africans and Europeans and Australians, along with Indians, with their arms raised, dancing in ecstasy in Sri Mayapur Dham, crying out the names of Lord Gauranga. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was born in Puri. With his father, he lived in many different places, Calcutta, and later Navadvip. He understood his father's mission. He understood the will of Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And to prepare himself, he sat where is now the Sri Chaitanya Mat, just a few minutes from where we're sitting. From 1905 to 1915, he sat in one place to chant 1 billion names of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. He was in a little straw hut. He didn't have disciples. In the rainy season, someone gave him an old umbrella, and he would sit in his hut with the leaky roof with the umbrella. He would just chant, chant, chant. And after fulfilling that vow here in Sri Mayapur Dham, he took sannyas. And with the blessings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, he went to Calcutta. What was his purpose? He went to Calcutta and ultimately started centers all over India, 64 mutts. He sent some of his leading disciples to London, to Germany, and in his writings he tells us it was all to expand the grace of Sri Mayapur Dham. In Calcutta in 1922, he gave Srila Prabhupada that most prophetic, historical directive. On their first meeting, our Srila Prabhupada, then Abhay Charan, just bowed down for the first time to a person he never met before, and he was given these words, that you are an intelligent young man. Take this message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the English language all over the world. He was married. He had just recently had a baby child. But that seed was planted in his heart. That was 1922. In 1965, Srila Prabhupada left Vrindavan and he went to Mumbai. Mumbai is a good place to accomplish things. It's not easy, but it's a good place to struggle. And how he struggled. He begged for this ticket on a cargo ship. I took a train from Bombay back to Vrindavan. I think it was the mail train. Takes about 48 hours at least to get to Calcutta. And before boarding the Jaladuta, Srila Prabhupada writes in his diary, he came to Mayapur Dham. This is where it all began. And ultimately, this is where he was going to bring people from all over the world. That was his vision.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.